Hey, wanted to hop on really quick and go over a helpful message for framing and understanding our what's like here, our missions, our roles, um, purpose. To throw in like I don't know, what are those words called? The hot words, flash words, phrase words, buzzwords. Thank you. Purpose. Yeah, it's kind of a buzzword to me at this point. Low key flex, right? The acronym that I use is MEPS: mental, emotional, physical, which culminates into the spiritual. The MEP portion of that, mental, emotional, physical, is what is manifesting. The spiritual is also known as the causal, as that which causes. So on the causal plane, it can be said or conceptualized as the non-local, or that which is, was, and always will be. So everything already is. Who you are, who you will be, it's already written. You can think of the spiritual plane, the causal plane, as the book of your life. All the pages are already written, but as you're going through it, you're reading it one page at a time as you see it now. And the way that it was forming in my mind was the relationship between a parent and a child. At certain points, we kind of turn on our parents, subconsciously, unknowingly, turning on them to veer away from them and to learn lessons outside of the parent-child relationship, to form other relationships with other people. And so one of the ways that plays out is mentally, emotionally, and physically. Physically is kind of a treacherous path if that's how we distance ourselves from our immediate circle, from our immediate family, right? Physically, there can be abuse there. Emotionally, there can be abuse as well as mentally. That's one way in which we distance ourselves from our home base and grow and expand outward. It's also how we find what is referred to as our soul tribe, or spirit tribe, kindred spirits, that family that we form along the way that is not of blood relation. So on the spiritual plane, you can say that like you needed to grow and evolve in a certain way, and so spirit manifests the mental, emotional, and physical, you can say, curriculum that you need to go through. I mean, in order to branch you out, in order to get you to go through the lessons that causal your growth and your expansion, your movement forward. Another big thing that comes to mind is just got a message. Another big thing that comes to mind in terms of having this kind of point that trickles, that kind of the way I say it, comes down in through the seventh filters itself, this light filters itself through your mental, emotional, physical bodies, and kind of gives taste, flavor, texture, as well as context to your life experience. I think I just lost it, but it was another example of how from the causal plane we manifest experiences outward. But another key thing to keep in mind is how if you, let's say, want to call in manifestations, if you want to manifest a certain type of experience, becoming aware of how you're experiencing things and what you want to manifest is key. A lot of people want to like manifest money or love, new career, forward movement, but tend to look outward, externally, to other people and how they're doing it, rather than really getting familiar with who you are as an individual and orienting yourself to what you want and what you need, right? For me, having a lot of attention on me isn't something that I'm used to. It's not something that I'm particularly fond of, but I do like it in very specific ways, through love, through relationships, through money is one. I think there's a lot of negative stigma around money today, and so for me, like, the smell of money is of like fresh, crisp paper dollar bills. I'm remembering Bozo the Clown. He would always say, like, you win this crisp $20 bill or something. And so there's context around money for me, but because there's a part of me that wants to fit in and belong, it's kind of unspoken that money is the root of all evil, that evil people therefore have money, or that billionaires or millionaires, 100,000aires, people who are doing well, don't necessarily deserve it. And that's true to an extent, but I mean, anything exists on a spectrum. So there's a light and a dark side and everything in between that spectrum. Money is neutral. How it's used is a clear indicator of a certain propensity in how we use it. But for you as an individual, which is where any revolution begins, for you as an individual, for me as an individual, I have to get really intimately familiar with how I relate to money, how I relate to love, to connection, to isolation. Again, these things not inherently good or bad, but they all exist on that spectrum. And how we orient ourselves into familiarizing ourselves with these concepts is through that mental, emotional, physical framework. How these things register in our mental, emotional, and physical bodies as sensation is what helps us get oriented. So if you want to manifest more money for yourself, more wealth, a richness in connection, sit with these things and allow yourself to experience what they feel like somatically, meaning in your body, and how that sensation reverberates and resonates within you. So yeah, keep that in mind moving forward, if you wish, if you like, if it resonates with you. It's been a helpful tool for me, which is why I'm sharing it. helped me relate to the world on an individual level, because thinking about love, thinking about money, two big things in life that we use to get other things, like these meta resources, can come with other people's baggage. It can come with your own baggage. And revolutionizing how we connect to the world, how we interface with this experience, this reality, is a wholly and holistically individual thing. It starts with you, and, you know, kind of automating the process or the experience by putting other people's, you know, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual baggage on yourself without first examining it, I think is ultimately a disservice. So if you want to check out a somatic meditation, so you can get more in touch with the mental, emotional, and physical sensations, I have one of those in, I think it's a somatic awareness. Meditations for somatic awareness. I have a different playlist for different meditations and different insights. So I hope that helps. I hope that adds value to your day. Peace.